Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel GH247 News. Wherever you are, another brand new day. Ladies and gentlemen, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia. In fact, this video is meant for you that is in the diaspora, especially. Breaking news in Ghana, a big whip, big man for that matter. Yes, it's happening. 20 years imprisonment. 20 good years imprisonment in illegal gold mining. Illegal gold mining. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition New Patriotic Party, Big Whip, Chairman Wontumi, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, has been sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. The law is the law. The law is the law. Who actually saw this coming? Chairman Wontumi was sentenced under Ghana's 2019 Amendment Mining Law, which increased the maximum prison term for such offenses from 5 years to 15 to 25 years under the new Minerals and Mining Amendment Act 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, this act, it used to be 3 years maximum. It used to be 3 years minimum to 5 years maximum. But under the previous government, of which he is a chairman of the biggest opposition party in Ghana, when they were in government in 2019, they amended this law. Today, the law, the same law, is applicable to him in Ghana. 20 years imprisonment. Ladies and gentlemen, you ask, what happened? How come? Well, let me break it down for you. He is a gold miner. He owned a company by name Akonta Mining Company. Akonta Mining Company was given a lease of land where he could mine gold. Where he could mine gold by himself. He was given that the license to mine gold as a gold miner. Ladies and gentlemen, now, giving the license to mine gold does not warrant you to give concession of your land that you were offered by the government through the Minister of Lands and Mineral Resources. That does not warrant you, giving portions of that lease, portions of that land to another person to mine gold on. But that is exactly what he did. In the name of, I have already mined gold in that area and I've given the land to these guys to reclaim the land back. That is to refill the land and plant trees and coconut on the land. Ladies and gentlemen, reclaiming a land that was mined on cost a huge amount of money, millions of dollars, if I may say. And you have given them the land. The question that the court is asking is, how much have you paid them for the work done? Zero. Were you supervising them, making sure they were actually reclaiming the land back and planting the trees and the coconuts on the land? No. Then, how come you say you've given them the land only for reclamation? Ladies and gentlemen, the people that he has given the land to, they ended up mining gold on the land and destroying the land the more, to the extent the water bodies around the area were affected by the illegal mining. In a nutshell, he knew exactly what he was doing. Those guys were mining for him on the land. Those guys were doing the job for him. They were mining and they were giving him a share. That is what it means. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not say much. You see, the law is the law. In Ghana, as we say. I would like to play a few videos for you to see. The law is the law. Here it is. Chairman Wontumi. This is one of the days that he was going to the court. One of the days that he was on his way to the court. In fact, this is the court premises in Ghana. Yes, let me give you sound. This is one of the days he dressed, neatly dressed. In fact, if you see him yesterday as he entered the courtroom, he was wearing nice agbada, nice gold with, you know, is it sea blue or deep blue design? Very beautiful agbada. He is a very rich man. He owns businesses. He is a financier of the political party, New Patriotic Party. He is a chairman of the biggest constituency in Ghana, Ashanti region, for that matter. There he is. 20 years imprisonment. Now, immediately after the sentencing by her ladyship, Lady Audrey, her ladyship, Audrey, the judge that was in charge of the case, immediately after reading the sentence, you see the woman out, this is outside the courtroom. They were devastated. By the way, I want to show you something. Under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the former president of Ghana, who led this same Chairman Wontumi during his era, during his time in government, when he was the president of Ghana, this man, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, there were investigations that were carried out in Ghana. And it was clear that Chairman Wontumi was doing illegal mining. Guess what happened? His Excellency, the President, knowing that this man is one of their greatest financiers, knowing that he is the chairman of the biggest constituency in Ghana that gives them votes, he came out publicly and declared that Chairman Wontumi is not involved in any illegal gold mining. By that declaration of the president, all the security agencies that were expected to investigate, to know or to authenticate whether there's any truth in the issue or not, they have to stop. Because if the president says the man is not involved in any illegal mining, who are you as a security agency to go and investigate someone that was cleared of no wrongdoing by the president? This was our president, and he cleared a man from any wrongdoing. You think I'm the one saying, just listen to him by yourself.
I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta Mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta Mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak.
I want to assure you that Akonta Mining, owned by Chairman Wontumi, is not involved in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana. Maybe you have not heard it well. Once again.
And all of you, that Akonta Mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak.
That was the statement made by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2024. 2024. A year after, 2025, a new government came to power. Then they started their own investigation late last year. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the result? This is his lawyer that was in the courtroom yesterday. I mean, the main substantive lawyer resigned. He now went in for a new lawyer. And the new lawyer, this is his assistant. The new lawyer equally tried to play delay tactics, but it didn't work out. He traveled, according to the report you are receiving, he wrote to the court that he'll be back Wednesday, 22nd of July. Meanwhile, he knew that the judge had actually set yesterday, 20th of July, for the judgment to rule on the case, and the lawyer chose to travel. In less than 2 weeks from now, the court in Ghana will be going on holidays. So all that they tend to do was to play delay tactics, to delay the case, so that to buy the man, Chairman Wontumi, more time of freedom, even if it's 6 months, let him enjoy part of his wealth. Because they know They know that come what may, Chairman Wontumi will be going to prison. But they try to delay the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is his lawyer. Just after the ruling, he was devastated. I've never seen a lawyer cry over his clients. Listen, Chairman Wontumi, we saw it coming long ago. This is a man that was displaying wealth, pure gold, 100% gold on TV station. Look at gold. This is how much of gold this man has gotten. In fact, this is what displaying gold, raw gold in radio stations, in TV stations, showing it. See my wealth, I am rich. See my wealth. This is, ladies and gentlemen, these are not fake gold. These are pure gold. Who does this? In fact, even God in heaven, I'm not too sure, will be happy about it. Men and women in that same region, that same part of Ghana, are crying over the pollution of the water bodies. They don't have good drinking water in those areas. In fact, it was affecting the whole Ghana. Many are getting cancer out of the polluted water they are drinking. Many are getting different kinds of diseases, kidney diseases, due to the pollution of the land. Food products from the farms are being poisoned due to the chemicals used in mining gold. From every part of the country, the water bodies are being damaged. Civil society groups, churches, men and women on the street, demonstrations here and there, that government should tackle this illegal mining issue. Guess what? The judge made it clear in her sentencing yesterday. She says that she wants to serve this as a deterrent to many others that are involved in the illegal mining. Listen, the judge had the liberty to give him between 15 and 25 years. The law says minimum of 15 years, maximum of 25. The judge chose to give him 20 years, and that means that he's going to be spending at least 13 points, almost 14 years imprisonment. In legal terms, normally to be divided into three. The government will take 1/3, you will serve 2/3. When you are being given a sentence, government takes 1/3 of your sentence, then you serve 2/3 of your sentence. So in actual fact, he's been given 20 years plus over 100,000 Ghana cedis fine. Failure to pay the 100,000, another 3 years, making it 23 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not waste your time. Let's go to the next one. This is his political party.
At all to support a conviction.
This is his secretary, the secretary of their party. Immediately after the sentencing, they came to hold a press conference. For how long would they continue to defend a bad thing? For how long? They knew what was coming. And ladies and gentlemen, let me also announce that, wait for more. A lot of the big wigs in the previous administration are going to be facing similar sentence in the coming months. A lot of them. It's going to happen. Operation Recover All Loot that was set up by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Operation Recover All Loot, ORA. They've worked and the security agencies have tabled down several of such cases that they are currently trying in court. Cases are on trial in court. It's just a matter of time. Chairman Wontumi is the first of those. Let's listen to the the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. This is what they have to say. You see him there. You see the leader of the opposition in parliament. The minority leader also is there. Many of the bigwigs are here. Let's listen to them and I'll conclude.
At all to support a conviction in respect of the offense for which he has been convicted. It was never disputed that he lawfully acquired his mineral concession. That fact was established and accepted before the court. The central question was whether that concession had been assigned or transferred in violation of the law. It is our respected view that no evidence was adduced before the court establishing any such assignment or transfer of mineral rights by Chairman Wontumi. The prosecution could not produce any evidence to show that Wontumi had assigned his mineral rights. Instead, the conviction rested on assumptions and inferences which, in our view, could not amount to proof beyond reasonable doubt. That is why we firmly believe that his conviction is a travesty of justice. Was no.
Guys, let me ask you, if I bought a car from you, let's assume I bought a car from you. Yes, I bought a car. That car, I have duly paid for it. Or I came to rent a car from you. Of course, the land, it does not mean the land belongs to him. It was more like renting from the government. License was issued. You came to rent a car from me, or I came to rent a car from you. I've signed an agreement that I was going to use that car for 3 years or 3 days. 3 days. Immediately I arrived in my own home. I chose to give you that car to go and drive. Or you came to me that you want to do something somewhere. You needed a car urgently to use. And I said, okay, go with my car. No agreement was signed on paper of damages. And then you went away with the car. You went and you had an accident. And the car got damaged. Remember, the car is not mine. I rented it out. Now, going back to the owner of the car, the original owner of the car, will I go and tell the original owner that I'm not the one that damaged the car? Rather, I gave it out to a friend. Think. That is what they are trying to say. You see, these guys, once it pleases them, they always try to twist the issue to favor them. They think Ghanaians are fools. We've advanced. We have common sense, common knowledge. Would the owner of that car go and collect his car from the third party, or it is the one that came to rent the car from? Government gave you a concession to mine gold on. You went and you sublet that license to another man. And according to the laws, that man was never given a concession. It's as simple as that. And you've admitted that yes, you are the one that gave the land to him. Based on your own admission. Not on anybody's, based on your own admission that you gave the land to him for reclamation. The question the court asked is, how much did you pay him for the reclamation? You said 0. So how then do you expect the man to reclaim the land back and plant the trees on it as you are claiming? Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. There is more coming up. But I want you to judge this issue by yourself. 20 years for Chairman Wontumi. The law is the law. I'll see you guys on the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.